going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I've had a couple of rough mornings. My days have been okay, but yeah, I've had a couple of rough mornings for sure. Today is another one of them. I'm supposed to be at work right now. Not at work through. I'm not gonna say no fault of my own because I always think about avoidable scenarios, and this was avoidable in some ways, but in other ways it was not totally not. Most people would say that there's no fault in this whole thing, but it doesn't matter. The reason why I say I'm at fault is because I'm the one who knows that I need to be at work at a certain time, and therefore, it's like it can be important to decline helping other people um, when you know you're on a strict time budget, especially. Now I'm a little disheveled, really, but I'm still gonna get into my Big Brother topic. Um, Essentially, so I wasn't watching a whole lot of feeds. I kind of caught up as much as I could via looking at Terrence breakdown video and then reading Big Brother updaters by Ian. I read a bunch of Big Brother updaters yesterday to get myself as caught up as possible. And one thing that I saw was a video clip of Zay, using the R word, right? So I remember last year. I remember not last year. I remember 2 years ago, Big Brother 25, and I remember Jared from Big Brother 25 made use of that word when he was talking in regards to America and America, the contestants, not America in general. So when he said that, I was not watching at that time, but I remember when I checked the Big Brother universe, the Big Brother streets, the Twitter streets, whatever you want to call them, Reddit. This was all over and it was spreading like wildfire to the point where I remember Jack's family saying that Jared needs to be removed from the show. I remember, I think the Special Olympics even made some commentary. I think there was all these organizations and people speaking out against Jared and how he needs to be evicted from the house, and they had petitions going around. I don't know if that's what's happening with Zay, but at least from what I saw, okay, I don't have any of my mods here, but yeah, at least from what I saw, I don't feel like the same energy is being matched, which leads to what I was saying last year. Is it the use of the word that's the problem, or is the problem bigger or smaller depending on who's using it? That's always been my thing. Now, me personally, I don't use that word, and you could think that I am saying that just because I'm a vlogger or whatever, but if you watch my channel long enough, I don't go with the popular opinion, and I don't say things just because they're popular. There are topics that I will avoid just because I know how controversial they are. But if I'm speaking on the topic, I'm going to be just honest and straightforward about it. What Zay said, I grew up in an era where that word flew around very loosely. Everyone said it. I used it in the same context that Zay said it in when I was in elementary school, possibly even in high school, which because that was before people started to be called different things or like special needs, or they had sensitivities to use of certain words. But my feeling is always, if in your real life, if you heard somebody saying that and you would talk to them and be like, I'm so offended by that, this is wrong, like what if some sexual usage offends you, that's one thing. But I don't like people who pick and choose based on who they like and who they don't like. Oh well, because I've heard people say, well, he didn't necessarily, it was a slip up and he immediately said I shouldn't have said that. But then right after he said I shouldn't have said that, he followed that with, yeah, right after saying he shouldn't have said that, he followed that by saying that was one of the words that I had to try not to say. And I'm like, oh, so it wasn't necessarily a slip up. It was that he routinely uses that word in his day to day, and he got some coaching, I guess, basically, not to use the word. So that's all I have to say about that. Like whatever energy that you have for that in general, whatever, if you had that energy for Jared, keep that energy for Jared. Keep the energy that you have for Jared for Zay, because if the energy is towards what was said, they both said the same thing. It doesn't matter the context. It doesn't matter how it was used or why it was used. If the word is unacceptable to you, then you should feel just as upset with Zay as you felt with him. And that's all I got to speak on, the things that I think I got to speak on. Now, on to the ongoing to the house. Like I said, I haven't been. I think I visually did not lay eyes on the feeds all day yesterday. So all I got was clips and written out quotes that I saw. An interesting thing about Rachel, because I haven't seen her seasons, I have got to see her seasons. It's not going to happen during the season, but after the season, I have to go back and watch her gameplay style. I wondered what it would be like with her coming back, because the most recent thing for me as a newer fan in recent memory was seeing Sari on Big Brother 25. How they brought her in as an extra, the way that people reacted to her, they were fanning out and all this stuff. My apologies, my apologies. Okay, so shoot, man, I'm telling you, it's been a rough morning. Yeah, so where were we? I've caught up on some stuff via text and video clips, like I said. What it seems like is that the person whose stock has dropped the most seems to be Keanu, because it seems like from what I've read and seen a little bit of, he's been spiraling, and the house guests are getting annoyed, upset with him. He's having a lot of different discussions. So Keanu was going around and calling Jimmy a snake, apparently, and Jimmy called Keanu out about it at the veto meeting, which we'll probably see tonight. Jimmy is an interesting one. After all this stuff about, oh, why would you want to work with Rachel? Have you seen her seasons? We need to get her out immediately. Then I see that they're in some kind of alliance together. Okay. Rachel, that's what I was saying. So because I hadn't seen her seasons of the gameplay or whatever, I didn't know that she was going to be like a Sari in terms of being coy and, not really letting people know her cards and acting like everybody is her friend. Because that was a Sari game, as long as she could pull that off. But Rachel's game seems to be a lot more straightforward. She's more of a straight shooter. She has less tact. She shoots from the hip, you know. That's interesting. It's an interesting thing to see. Who else? We got. I'm trying to think of who else is important. Oh, we got Kelly. We got Kelly volunteering to go on the block, even though she claims that she didn't volunteer. But we clearly saw her tell Vince, like, if you need someone to put on the block, I'm willing to go up there. And then she cried. And then she tried to campaign. There's a lot of action happening in this season. Rachel, we got Amy, who also she didn't volunteer to go on the block, but she got put on the block because she went in after Ashley was going to get nominated, and she went to talk to Vince. And then because she did all the crying, Vince is like, oh, this is somebody that we got to get rid of. And now it seems like the house wants to get rid of. Well, the house is talking about Amy's relationship with Rachel and saying that we've got to cut off her ally because then they're going to become too strong. And then Ashley has seemed to align with the two of them, their mom's alliance. So it seems like they're looking at Amy like the Izzy to Sari, where they're like, cut off her main person because that's gonna impact her, but then they all want to work with her, so that's kind of funny. What else? Amy, Morgan. I was thinking of Morgan. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna have more for you guys later on, but I wanted to just jump on and say hi and let me know in the comments below what you think. And also, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more great content. As well, our veto episode is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll be on right after the episode to break down all the madness. And I'm actually looking forward to this veto episode because from what I've seen, a lot in those few days. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Yeah, yeah.